We're still here with turning the body into a wire, and we're going to look at this image. Your body is a smart home. Now, some of you may know what SMART stands for, but for those of you who don't, SMART stands for surveillance, monitoring, analyzing, reporting, technology. And if we look at the image, you can see your earpods, EEG, pacemakers, fitness trackers, smartwatches, and everything else. We're going to read under the image. People are putting more and more devices in and on their bodies. Whether they're medical devices like pacemakers, insulin pumps, and body temperature sensors, or consumer tech like wireless earbuds, smartwatches, and fitness trackers, they all have one thing in common. None of them need to send data beyond the range of the human body. Any communications beyond the body can be handled by a central wireless hub. The network that these devices create is called an Internet of Bodies network, borrowing from the Internet of Things concept. Internet of Bodies network shares some of the same needs as a smart home. For example, a smart home can be filled with widely different devices, an Amazon Alexa, a smart fridge, and a system that adjusts lights automatically when people enter and exit rooms, that all use Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to communicate. Likewise, consumer tech and medical devices in an Internet of Bodies network can both use the common medium of the body itself to send signals. We're going to look at the second image and read. Body language. Using the body as the communications channel for Internet of Bodies devices avoids the fundamental problem with radioactive technologies like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth by keeping the electrical signals under the skin. Take an insulin pump that needs to send blood glucose levels to a smartwatch. The technique creates two circuit loops in the body. The first loop, the blue, starts with the pump. Two electrodes, one touching the body, the other floating, create an electric potential difference between them. The voltage change also slightly modulates the body's potential. This causes a slight alternating current to flow from the pump through the air to the ground and up through the body. The change in the body's potential causes a similar voltage change between the electrodes of the smartwatch, which also has one touching the body and one floating. This creates a second small alternating current, the yellow, to flow in a similar loop. These two closed circuits make it possible to send electrical signals between the devices. So all these terahertz wearables that people are using with terahertz wands, the LifeWay patches, Apple Watches, fitness trackers, etc., those are nano wireless sensor networks. And if you went ahead and got your graphene healthcare shot, that's only one type of metamaterial. That's just the graphene. Then you're using your terahertz wearable, and they all attach back to the Internet of Medical Things. That includes the bioinformatics. So if you're using that terahertz radiation, which that's what it is, it creates a biosensor. And what about the other biosensors already inside you? So here are people who want to cleanse, didn't take the vaccine, but are now putting on a terahertz wearable to fire up the nano that is passively flowing in the bloodstream. We really need to start having honest conversations about this. They really got to tell people that the products they are selling are tethered to the Internet of Bio-Nano Things. When are they going to tell people that when you ingest a nano-sized material, that includes your noble metals, there's biosensors for that? Little nodes inside of people without their knowledge that move around and communicate with 2D corona nano routing for the Internet of Bodies, wireless body area network, medical body area network, and all the other networks. The metamaterials, the nanotechnology that's in the air and inside different wearables. It's using those tunable localized surface plasma on resonance, and that's what makes the nanotechnology on the inside in the form of biosensors flip back and forth between the radio frequency, which everyone's familiar with, the radio regime, and the optical regime. They needed to bridge the gap locally, like real close near field channel to the skin, and they did. That's what they call quantum. It's called terahertz waves. We're going to look at this YouTube video. Terahertz waves, the missing electromagnetic waves.
Radio waves are long electromagnetic waves, and light and X-rays are short electromagnetic waves. Both are located on the electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic waves already have many popular uses thanks to our ability to produce and control them. But while our current technology can create optical waves or radio waves easily, we lack the means to produce a very useful type of electromagnetic waves located right here between the radio and optical regimes. These are called terahertz waves. At the Laboratory for Nanoscale Electro-Optics, we are experts in the interaction between light and nanomaterials. In an important project funded by the European Research Council, we have engineered a family of sophisticated nanostructured metamaterials that are a mere few tens of nanometers thick but are able to generate controlled terahertz waves. To activate the metamaterials, we shine ultra-short pulses of infrared light at them, and the waves that come out are the elusive terahertz waves. Importantly, the emerging waves also carry a certain functionality encoded in the metamaterial. Our development can be used, for example, to create devices that will allow to safely see through opaque materials and identify small structures and their composition, or to discriminate between real and fake medicine without even opening the box, and even for studies of art. By generating application-tailored terahertz waves, our metamaterials provide a promising new tool for terahertz science and applications.
It's been around a long time. This is nothing new. In this particular video, he shows that when the wave, whatever it is, because they're going to pulse it, they're going to pulse the wave with a microdoppler in the air molecules. Or if they're using it for your body, they're going to use electroportation to pulse the signal to get the effect that they want by the wavelength on the other side. And then they're going to change things with bioelectricity. We're going to Google bioelectricity. Bioelectricity is an electrical phenomenon that is actively generated by cells, or that is applied to cells to affect cell phenotype. They are at the molecular communication level. Biosensors are something that electrically appear within you when they're supposed to, and they are sending electricity through living tissues, enzymes, DNA, RNA, and of course the biosensors themselves. And there are so many biosensors, as we already looked into. Now back to this video. So when the terahertz is pulsed with electroportation into the biosensor or the nanosensor in the body, they get a different effect on the topology of the cell. The topology of your cell structure with bioelectricity gives the opportunity for morphogenesis. Welcome to synthetic biology. So they are going to pulse the wave, and then each time they change the pulse of the wave, you're going to watch the other side change. Here we are again. And this one moves. And again, it opened up with holography and another longer wave.
I'm noticing the people who work these jobs, work these industries, they are like right here with everything. Yeah, they know everything. We know biosensors, we know your biofield, we know exactly how it works. We've been playing around with it for the past 50 years. And then there's the normal humans that are like, what are you guys talking about? What's synthetic biology? Yeah. And that's, to me, that's almost like not fair. There needs to be some type of bridge that needs to be created where we can all at least be on the same page about it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they just don't want us to know how to protect ourselves from that.
Of course. Well, that's why they don't want us to educate ourselves on how these systems function, because once you know how it functions, then you know.
You can defeat the enemy.
Yeah, you know what to do, basically.